Hey everybody, thanks for clicking that thumbnail and I hope you enjoy the video. And in this video, we are going to do a season preview for the Toronto Maple Leafs and for the Montreal Canadiens. We're doing a season preview for the Montreal Canadiens, and what we're going to do here is I'm going to go over some information, a little bit from last year, just a bunch of stuff, and hopefully you'll like that. And before we get to that, if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, ring that notifications bell. That's down there. And if you're a Habs fan like me, that'll get you your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge right here at Talkin' Habs. So let's get right into this season preview. And this is the Montreal Canadiens. Last season, 2019-20, they were 31-31-9. So that is, I guess, the new 500 for. They're basically 31-40, but they get 9 points for those 9 losses. So they had 71 points. They were 5th in the Atlantic Division and 12th in the Eastern Conference. They had scored 209 goals for. That was good for 18th in the league. They gave up 220 goals, and that was good for 8th in the league. The one good stat here. Power play, 17.7%, 22nd in the league. And the penalty kill was 78.7%, and that's 19th in the league. So if you notice, the only one good stat is the goals against. They were in the top 10. Maybe that's and they did improve the defense this year, so hopefully they'll continue to build on that stat, and the other ones will follow suit. The GM is Marc Bergevin, head coach is Claude Julien, and last season, same guy, but for one, I think it was just 1 week in the playoffs, Kirk Muller was the interim head coach while Julien was recovering from an episode, a heart episode. I don't know if it was a heart attack exactly, but it was similar anyway. Captain is Shea Weber, and the associates, is that what they call? Alternates, that's the word I'm looking for, are Brendan Gallagher and Paul Byron. Now, team leaders, I guess I can go to this side. I don't usually do that. The team leaders last year were in goals. 22 goals led the team. Thomas Tatar, Brendan Gallagher. Now, Gallagher probably would have led the team alone, but he missed, I think he missed, anyways, more than 10 games or somewhere around 10 games. So that definitely made the difference there. Assists leader, 39 assists, Thomas Tatar again. And points leader, 61 points for Thomas Tatar. He did that in 68 games. Plus minus leader, plus 18 for Phil Deneau. And penalty minutes leader was Ben Sherratt with 61 penalty minutes. In the playoffs, they beat the Pens. That's Pittsburgh Penguins, 3-1 in the qualifying round, and they lost to the Philadelphia Flyers, 4-2 in the first round. Their cap situation right now going into the season, as it stands right as we speak, is $383,000 under the cap. And that's for 21 men on the roster. So normal roster, you're allowed 23. That's only for 21 guys. They still can add 2, and maybe in this season there might be allowed to add 3 more. How they're going to do that, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to make a rule change or something. But to get to the 23-man roster, I don't know how they're going to do it. I have a video on that, and they're going to have to move somebody, do something, or because I can't see them going into this season of all seasons with such a tight schedule with only 21 men signed or players signed. So I don't know how that's going to go, but they're going to have to figure it out shortly. Points in the last 3 years, in 17-18, that's 2017-2018, 71 points. That was a pretty god-awful season. In 2018-19, 96 points. They finished 2 points out of a wild card spot, almost made the playoffs. And then this past season, 82 points, but that's because it's prorated. They had 71 points in 71 games, so basically 500. In 82 games, they should have had 82 points. So, so there's a drop-off. So they came from a bad season, had a good one, a drop-off. Maybe it's up, down, up. This should be an up season, so hopefully that'll work out. Out players, important players that are out. Max Domi, who was traded for on the inside, Josh Anderson. Josh Anderson from Columbus Blue Jackets. He's that big, physical, hopefully goal-scoring, power forward that Montreal needs desperately. They need the size. And they gave up a really good guy, a good player in Max Domi. But we're center rich kind of right now, and Domi wasn't going to fit in anywhere that made sense to play him at center. So this was a good trade for Montreal in the long run. Jake Allen is in from St. Louis, maybe the best backup in the league, and coming in a good year when the backup goalie is going to be very important in this year. And I think Allen's going to play quite a few games. I get to that after. Joel Edmondson's also in from Carolina, and he is another big guy and more mobile, I think, than people give credit. And I think on a defense like this, he might even score or produce a little bit more offense than people might think. And it just makes for a really big, hard to play against defense where it's going to be tough to get in close to the net without paying the price. And hopefully that'll bode well for a team that already has the 8th best goals against. So that could more than likely is only going to improve when you add in the fact that maybe Alex Romanov is going to be here and all that, who's on the bottom of the list here. Alex Romanov coming in, still never played in the NHL, so is he going to make it? We don't know, but seems like the team's quite sure that he is going to make it. I'm pretty sure he is going to make it. So Alex Romanov, a really great addition. Tyler Toffoli, signed as a UFA. Really good contract, $4.25 million over AAV, so that's average annual value for 4 years. This guy that Montreal's rumored to be after for the last 3-4 years. He's a Stanley Cup winner with LA, and a guy that takes a lot of shots, can score goals, he can play any position. Going to be a good addition to this team. Now, after all these things, they signed Anderson, 7 years, $5.5 million AAV. Controversial. Most people think it's just a little too long in term. Some people think it's too much money, but usually you're one or the other or both. Edmondson was signed also, 4 years, $3.5 million. Just like Ben Sherratt, same contract. Sherratt was 3 years. He's got a 4-year contract, so he's here for a little while. Tyler Toffoli, as I just said. Jake Allen was already had a year on his contract at $3.5 million. 4.3.5 million, and they re-signed him. They signed him to an extension, 2 more years at $2.875 million. Gallagher was re-signed to an extension. He had 1 year left on $3.75 million, and he was signed 6 years, $6.5 million. And Romanov had just signed an ELC before the playoffs last season. So he's burned 1 year of that. He's got 2 more years left on that ELC. And I put up here Caden Gooley because he just first of all made the World Junior Championship team, which is a really stacked team. And he looks like a really good one. I put him up there because they've signed him already to a 3-year ELC. I think he's kind of... You hear a lot of experts say that they kind of expect that he might make the NHL as early as... Not this season coming up, but the next season. Hang on 1 second. Sometimes he can't fight coughing. So they signed him to the 3-year ELC, I think because they know he's going to be here pretty soon. I fully expect him, if not in Montreal, next season in Laval. So Caden Gooley, they've signed others. Let's see who. Jake Evans was signed 2 years. First year is a 2-way contract. Second year as 1-way. Who else? Victor Mete, 1 year, $735,000, and Noah Juleson also 1 year, $700,000. I think Juleson was also a 2-way contract. My dog says yes. UFAs after the end of this season. So upcoming UFAs, guys, they still have to sign. And Thomas Tatar leads that pack. He's making $5.3 million this season. Montreal's only paying $4.8 because Vegas retained $500,000. Phil Deneau making $3.083 million. Armia on the last year of a $2.6 million AAV. Lehkonen, same thing on a $2.4 million contract. KK, the last year of his ELC is this upcoming season, $925,000. He'll get a raise. Mete signed only the 1 year. Ryan Paling's ELC is up after this season, $925,000. And Juleson will once again be an RFA because he signed for the 1 year. Draft picks coming into at the draft. So this year's draft picks, number 1 draft pick was Caden Gooley. A lot of people didn't understand why they went for Gooley. I think the stuff we've learned since about this kid, he's going to be a really good defenseman, possibly first pairing defenseman, and just everything's looking like he's trending that way. And this was a really good pick. Third pick overall for them was Jan Mysak. I think this is going to be a really good pick. Number 6 pick of the draft for them was Sean Farrell. I think this kid's going to be really good. He looks great. He's playing in the USHL, I think, which is probably a league that he's too good for. So part of the reason why his stats are so good. But this kid looks really great. He's got a great shot. He's good defensively. He's good offensively. I mean, he's got the game. He's small. That's the thing. He's a little on the small side. I didn't get 5'9". And the number 8 pick in the 7th round was Alexander Gordin. He's a Russian kid, looking really good from everything I've seen. So that's a kid to look out for. And so that's they picked. I think 4 other players. I just thought these were the best of the draft group. Top prospects going into this season. Maybe I don't have them listed properly in order, so don't get down on me on that. Alex Romanov, because he has not played a game yet in the NHL, he's still a prospect. Cole Caulfield, of course. Caden Primo. Ryan Poehling. Now, Ryan Poehling's played a little bit, but he hasn't made the team. He's a prospect. Cale Fleury, same thing. Matthias Norlinder, great defenseman, potential. Swedish, I think he is. Looking really good, playing over in the SHL. And then there's Struble, Jordan Struble. Between the two of them. I think it's Jordan Harris and Jaden Struble. 2 defensemen, big guys in the... I think Struble's the bigger of them, playing college hockey right now, and top prospects. So there may be others to add there, like not Ikonen, but Jesse Alonen. There's a couple other guys could be on this list. That's some of the prospects there. Now, this kind of brings me to someone sent me a lineup. I thought was very creative, and it was just for the offensive line. The top 4 lines. And so I thought, and I made just a little tweak to it, and I thought I'd do the whole lineup, what it might look like, and some predictions for stats for these guys at the same time of doing that. So this was sent in by Goalie Girls Rule. And the change I made here was taking Byron off, because I think Byron's going to have to be moved to make salary space. If they can move him, I don't know if it's going to be possible, but that's my thought, is Byron's the guy, because it gives you enough salary cap relief that, Byron, and I got Kulak down here. So he gave me these 4 lines. I changed Poehling into Byron's spot and left Evans alone at center. That's the only difference. And I thought this was just a little out of the box and kind of interesting if it would go that way. So he's got Toffoli, Suzuki, Gallagher for line 1. I got Toffoli with 42 points. Now, remember, everybody, this is in 56 games, so don't look and go, what? That's not... it's in 56 games. That's the season's going to be. 56 games. I think that's a bit of a step up as far as points per game and stuff for Toffoli, but I think he's gonna find, being in Montreal, especially if he's on the first line, the opportunities are going to be there, and he's gonna produce some points. Nick Suzuki, point-a-game player, right in that neighborhood, I think, 55 to 60 points, and I'm not the only one who thinks that. There's a lot of people that are experts out there that are saying they don't expect that it for sure will happen, but they kind of think Nick Suzuki can do this, even in his second season, is be a point-a-game player. I think so. He did it last year at points for extended periods, like 10, 12 games, where he had a point a game, kind of like a sputter start, and this year he's going to start doing it. Brendan Gallagher, I'm giving him 25 goals in the 56 games. He's going to be hungry to score. This is going to be a fast-paced team, lots of shots, playing with Suzuki. If this is the lineup, I'm giving him 25 goals. Thomas Tatar led the team in points, tied for the lead in goals, led the team in assists. I'm giving him 50 points in the 56 games. Also, it's a contract season for him. So he's playing maybe to get a contract with Montreal or somewhere else. But he's playing for a contract either way. Phil Deneau, same thing. Playing for a contract. I'm giving him 31 points in 56 games because he's going to be trying to put up the points to prove that he's that offensive player that he was saying that he is, and he wants to get better at. Well, I think he's going to try to show us. Josh Anderson, almost erased Armia. Josh Anderson, 20 goals in 56 games. Yeah, that might be a little more than people. I'm going to say I'm crazy. But again, I think he has something to prove here. And yeah, I think he's going to do it. I think it's going to be very, I know with Danault and Tatar, but I think that's a good setup. He's going to put up some points. And I think he's going to get 20 goals. On the third line, Jonathan Drouin on the left. 50 points. You could say 50 points on the third line. I thought of that, but I think where he's going to do well is on the power play, and I think he's going to rack up some points there. So I'm going to pencil him in for at least 20 of those 50 points on the power play, maybe more. He's a power play producer. He has been. He's been their best power play producer for the last 2-3 years, I believe. KK in the center. I'm giving him 34 points. It might be too much, I get it, but that's what he got in his rookie year. I think in this year, in 56 games, he's going to get to 34 points, make a step forward. That's what I'm hoping. I'm a little less confident in KK doing it, but I think he can. If he doesn't do it this year, I think it's not that he's a bust. He'll get it. I just don't know if he'll do it this year yet, but I think he will. Yoel Armia on KK's right, playing with Drouin, 20 goals. He's capable. I saw some of the passes KK was making over in Finland. The stuff he did against the Flyers, there were a couple of really nice passes. If he gets that passing game going, he opens up that door for Armia, who has the talent. He can score some goals. He's got some good hands, 20 goals. The bottom line there of Paling, Evans, Lehkonen, I'm not making any predictions point-wise because it's hard to tell on the bottom line. I'm just not doing it. I think if Byron is gone, you're going to have Belzile and Wheel as your extras. Now, in the defense, you got Sherratt and Weber. We all know that. I'm going 20 points with Sherratt. I think this is going to be an improved defense. I think they're going to have a little bit more offensive production. And I think it's a stretch. Maybe that's true, but I'm going to go there with Sherratt. I gave him 20. 25 points for Weber with 10 of those on the power play. I don't know if they're goals, all of them, or they're some assists, but I know they're going to try to get him open again for that shot on the power play. We'll see if that works. That's what I got. Joel Edmondson, 15 points. I think he's capable in 56 games. He's got a little bit more offense than his career has shown, I think, and I think he's going to show it here in Montreal. Jeff Petry, steady every year. I think Jeff Petry in 56 games puts up 30 plus. I don't know if he goes over that, but that's going to be about right for him. And he's been steady. So Romanov, a real hot take, and I don't know that he can do that, but 20 points on the third pair. I got high hopes for Romanov. I think he's going to show us some stuff pretty quickly. And yeah, it's a hot take. It might be a bit of a stretch. I don't have anything over here, Mete and Fleury. I've got Mete and Fleury there because I think to make the cap space that they need, Brett Kulak's going to have to go as well. I think it's a tradable contract. He's a good enough defenseman that you can move him, and he's not, 1.85 million is not a ton. So I think it's movable. I think he might be more sought out after than Mete might be. So I think that works there. So I got I got Byron and Kulak being moved out. On in net, Price obviously starting. I think he gets roughly 60% of the games, so 34 games. I'm going to go with 34 games. Allen coming in to relieve him, 22 games. And that seems to make sense. It's not the half that I was talking about, but I think that's probably right. It's 34 and 22. I've got Lindgren and Primo listed there. There's talk that they're going to allow the third goalie. I don't know if it's going to be one of the expanded roster or they're going to allow the extra goalie like they did last in the RTP, that they allowed the extra goalie. So we'll see. And if they are carrying an extra goalie, I have Lindgren because Lindgren is still signed. He's here. To me, it depends on, does the AHL play? If the AHL is not going to play, Primo is the third goalie. If the AHL is playing, Primo is going to be there playing the games. Lindgren will be the third goalie. They have him, unless they get rid of him, trade him, do something with him, he's going to be the third goalie, I think. So there you go. I think that's my preseason. No, I guess that's it. Preseason preview for the Montreal Canadiens. there may be some changes still coming up. We still have a little bit of time. It looks like camps will open up in, I'm filming this on the 12th. Camps, I hope I didn't make noise scratching myself near the microphone. Camps open up on the, looks like January 1st, January 2nd. So we're looking at, what is that, 18, 19, about 20 days, almost around 3 weeks till camps open up. So there may be a couple of changes, and that's if they open up on time. It may be longer because we don't know exactly. Anyway, I thought it's time. Other people are putting out their season previews. So if there's any changes, I'll probably do an update to this. If not, that's my season preview. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section if you agree with me on some of the stuff. If you disagree, let me know. Just be nice about it, that's all. And yeah, so do that in the comment section. And if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, ring that notifications bell, and that's going to get you your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge right here at Talking Habs. Sorry, I just ate before I did this, and you know, and I just almost choked on something. Like, it has to happen while I'm doing a video. So yeah, subscribe, ring the notifications bell. That'll get you your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge right here at Talking Habs, as I said just a second ago. And thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. Stay safe out there. Peace out, y'all. I'll see you next video. Live stream. Nah, I don't think I'll have this out in time for the live stream for you to go, oh, watch this and then go check out the live stream. But I'm live streaming on Saturday if you want to check out the replay. Should be fun. And see you next video. Bye, everybody.